friends. Welcome to Revival Town Podcast, special edition, Mission Peoria Nights. Tonight is night 3.
Night 3, mate.
And we have a special guest in the studio again.
Yes, we do. And Pastor Brian from New Life Church in Morton. I was sharing this tonight. I'm going to share exactly what I shared, but it was about a year ago we met.
It was about a year ago. You reached out to me.
Yeah. And
here you are, man.
Here I am.
And in the studio, you rock the stage tonight.
Yeah.
Timely message about going all in with Jesus.
Yeah. With the Dream Center, we have a lot of churches that are connected with us. Some are all in. Some are, just support in different ways. But we all come together and make a difference, right? And so Brian had moved to the Peoria area about 4 years ago, and right after COVID, right?
Yeah,
during.
yeah. Well, it's kind of the back end of it. So we were coming in when COVID was still a thing, but not as bad as it was. So yeah.
Which is challenging to step into a church.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what drove our meeting, and I shared this tonight, was with our homeless shelter, 35% are from the county where Brian's church is, and Tazewell County.
Wow. Wow.
And so it was more on a investigation type meeting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And just saying, hey, help us think through this. This is a different crowd than what we see that's inner city Peoria. And so our friendship started building, Chuck, and we just hang out now, just like you.
How long have you lived at the Dream Center now?
Yeah, right. I'm making my bed tonight.
Well, you have this week. Andy has.
I am.
So I'm falling asleep
in.
last night editing the show.
Oh, I was editing the show, and I fell asleep, and I woke up, and my hands had fell on my keyboard, and the description, if I'd have posted it,
It's like 7 pages long, right?
All these words and numbers and phrases. So seriously, though, we are recording this right after Brian has preached. Before we get into that, tell us a bit of your story, Brian.
For sure.
How you not just got here, but even your journey of faith and things like that.
Yeah. So I'm from Central Illinois originally. I was born in a town south of Springfield, and so I lived there most of my life. And I grew up in a Christian home. So I was aware of Jesus. We went to church regularly. But the way I describe my family is we were pretty nominal. Like we went to church because we were supposed to. Yeah. And that was our story. Like we're in church. We're being good people. Like this is what you do. Yeah. And I appreciated that background, but I shared this, tonight during the message. Like I thought church was boring. Like when I'm 7, 8 years old, I'm like, I don't want to go to church. But eventually, God took hold of me, and so I became a believer truly through the influence of some friends that I met in junior high. So I was a cross country runner. We met in junior high cross country, and I noticed with them, they said they were Christians and they looked like it. And I looked at me and I'm like, I'm not like them. What's up with that? And I wanted to know more. And so they invited me to their youth group, and I started to learn and grow, and eventually realized okay, this is what it means to be a Jesus follower. And so I truly went all in and gave my life through their influence. And so, it was really cool, really impactful. And so from that point on, junior high into high school, I got into Bible studies with them. Fellowship of Christian Athletes was really important for me. And so that was really shaping for me, especially as I stepped into my gifting and my calling. I sensed God was doing a work in me. And so I had some people in my life who were really helpful. And they kind of said, hey, have you ever considered ministry? And when I first heard that, I was like, no, that's not me. I don't want to do that. But the idea stuck. And over time, God just cultivated that, stirred that up, watered that seed to the point where one Sunday, the church we were attending at the time, the pastor preached here's what a pastor looks like and does. The whole time he's talking, I'm like, that's me. I just heard it in the sermon. And so I went up to him afterwards and said, hey, this is what I'm sensing. This is what I'm thinking. What do you think? And he had a conversation with me later, and he's like, I think you're called to the ministry. And so at 16 years old, I knew I was going to be a pastor.
Yeah.
That
And
is
so, so from there I went
Thank God for people willing to sow seeds.
Yeah, right. I mean, he just took some time to invest in me, and I was really grateful for that. So after that,
and what's amazing, just to pause on that, because I know there's kids listening to this. 16.
I was 16 years old.
There's kids at Mission Peoria this week.
Yes.
That God's going to do exactly that. He's going to challenge them to live for the call of God.
Amen.
And so that's good to hear that. God spoke to you at 16. Sorry.
And no, you're never too young. You're never too old to step into God's calling.
Amen.
And, I went to seminary after college, and it was interesting. Like, we were fresh out of, my wife and I, we met in college, and then she went to seminary with me, which was awesome.
Wow.
So she's got a ministry degree and all that. Well, we went to seminary right after undergrad, but there were people who were in their 50s, 60s. Like, this was a late second career. They felt the call, and here they are.
Wow.
And so
Amazing.
It's God can call us at any time in our lives, and it's super cool to see him do that. So so after we graduated, we got plugged into a church back in Springfield, and we were there for about 9 years. And then about 4 years ago, felt like God was stirring us to step into a new season. And so we just put our feelers out there and just trusted the Lord was going to bring some things together. And we applied to several churches, but New Life emerged as like, oh, this could be a really good fit. And there were other churches that on paper maybe looked better, but we felt called, and how things have played out over the last few years, we know we're supposed to be here, and God is using us. So so we've been here for about 4 years.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
To the Peoria area.
Yeah,
You've been here 4 years, but it's great to have you.
And I just realized as well, both of you being local pastors, but also both connected to the Dream Center.
Yeah.
You live for not just the folks in your church, but for the community, for the area. So as Chuck would say, for the 309.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Amen.
309. That's right.
So now, story here, Chuck, you'll get a kick out of this. I was just sharing this with Brian. It was about 27 years ago. I played with Crimson Dive.
Okay.
At a Halloween alternative at New Life Church.
Yes.
Did you really?
Yeah. And me and Teresa,
Small
because it
world.
was Halloween, they did some costume thing, and me and Teresa dressed up, and we dressed up Ethan. He was like really young. I mean, really young, right? And probably 6 months old, and that's how young he was. And is that crazy?
That is crazy. But so I have a question then. I mean, Rock Church, we're over 27 years old.
Yeah.
End of May. During our first year, we had Crimson Dive.
No way.
Were you with them did you come to Rock Church when we were in our first building?
It may
Or the
have,
skating rink?
yes, at the skating rink.
Oh my goodness.
What in the world?
That is
Absolutely.
blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Wow. Halloween party at New Life.
That's right.
Yeah.
Rock Church in the skating rink.
So
that was year 2.
Yeah, so the deal with Crimson Dive was when they set it up, Justin Fludder, who is in the area, he was drumming and he was a brilliant singer. And so there are a ton of dates where they're like, will you play for us? You know what I mean? I remember that one, New Life. And then I tell you the biggest one, right? You'll get a kick out of this. Going into 2000, so the millennium, right? Or the whole Y2K, all that, right? So we were playing at youth convention for Assemblies of God at Springfield, right?
Oh.
Yes.
And Dave Mudd was the lead singer. I had no idea of this. So my drums had a British flag draped over the bass drum, right?
Yes.
And so we had put it up and everything. That's got nothing to do with this story. But Dave Mudd, we are about to go into like the second song, and he goes, "We've just got an announcement we want to make." And I'm like, what is he on about? He goes, "And this announcement is for Andy King." And I'm like, what? And I mean, there's like 7,000 people there. This is convention. He's like, "We just want to let you know that your wife is pregnant."
What?
And I was like, what? And yeah, she was pregnant with
and you didn't know.
I had
You
no
didn't
idea.
know.
I had no idea. They surprised me.
Well, how did he know?
Well, she she had set it up. She had set it up with him, right?
Yeah.
And so she taught. He said it. So I did a huge drum solo.
Yes.
So
that is awesome.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I think I was there, but I would have remembered that. But
Yeah.
I do remember Dave leading worship there, but
Yeah.
so maybe it wasn't. I just don't remember
if it's
that.
the Y2K one, then yeah.
I didn't know you.
Yeah.
I didn't know you then.
No.
And we were only 2-3 years into Rock Church.
Dude.
So 2 years in.
Yeah, so there you go.
Wow.
Crimson
So wait, what
Tide.
did you literally think when he said that in the
Oh,
moment?
I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what is going on? Like,
That
no
is
way.
right.
I would not believe him. I'd be like,
Yeah.
no, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Wow.
It was crazy.
Wow.
So it was with Clay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
That's
crazy, eh?
cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what a great story.
Yeah, because he was born at the end of August.
The best drum solo of your life.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Amazing.
So there we
Wow.
go. So small world. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Dave's been on the podcast.
Dave's been on the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah. So he's pastoring up in the Lake Zurich area.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we went to high school together and Bible college together.
That's right.
No way.
Yeah, I used to live with him for a while too. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, well, you know.
Oh, so Brian, this was your first time speaking at
Yes.
Mission Peoria.
Yep.
Let's just recap what you talked about.
Yeah,
and then
sure.
I'm going to get your thoughts on Mission Peoria. But just go through some of the points of what you.
Yeah. So this message was so much about inviting and challenging the kids and everybody. Like, let's go all in with Jesus. Like, we looked at the story of Jesus calling the first disciples in Mark 1, and that invitation to follow me. That's what he's asking them to do. He's not asking them to get it all right, to figure it all out, but rather, will I leave behind what I know and move to trust him? And that whole invitation to follow, it's an invitation to learn from him, like, and learn how to do life, how to walk the road that he does. And so that's the challenge that Jesus put before these guys. It's a challenge that he offers for us. And what comes with that is the next phrase that Jesus utters to them: I'll make you fishers of people. And there's a transformation that happens because of that. He's not just saying, hey, we'll just kind of do some stuff and you can come back to your life. Like, no. I'm going to change everything for you. And you're going to have a new way of living. And so that's what the gospel does. It gives us a new way to live, a new way to be. But inevitably, we've got things that we hold on to, things we care about more than Jesus.
Yeah.
And so there's that ongoing challenge. Like, will I continually go all in with him? Will I let him be Lord, even when things want to come and like take over that number one slot in our lives?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was the call to submit those to him, to surrender them. We took some time to pray, kind of a reflective prayer of like, all right, Lord, what are you asking me to put in your hands?
Yeah.
And will I let it go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. That's good.
Excellent.
And it was great. The response was great. And, it for the students that are there, there's a mixed crowd that are there, right?
Yeah,
there's
right.
church kids and there's kids who aren't even following Christ, and we're hoping that this week that's where it's happening, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that has been happening.
Yeah.
But it was really good to just see a different message given, as far as being a disciple, following that type of thing. And that's what we had talked about.
Yeah.
That's why I know that's your sweet
And that's what
spot.
Jesus did.
Yeah.
He gave that invitation, and so I love that tonight. It was this invitation to go all in.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your first time at Mission Peoria
Yeah.
night.
Yes.
So tell us what it was like for you. I know your family was there
Yeah,
as well.
my kids came, my
Oh,
wife,
that's
and
cool.
yeah.
How many kids do you have?
Yeah, I got two boys who are
Okay.
11 and almost 9.
All right.
And so the older one, he's on the cusp of like this kind of thing. He's not in our junior high ministry yet at church, but next year he will be.
Yeah.
All right.
And so this will be the kind of thing that he can step into. And so I was like, I really want them to come and experience this. And so to me, like, it's been a while since I've been to like a camp like this. And so it just brought back all my memories, all the things that I remember. And this is such a helpful time for students to disconnect from the regular routine, and like, let's immerse in maybe a different way to think about life and how I can give of myself. And I love that it's service oriented.
Yeah.
There's a number of camps you go, you have fun and you kind of enjoy the experience, and they'll teach you. But what I love you guys are doing is, hey, let's go do something meaningful in the community. And that I think is life changing. It's so revolutionary, especially the first time you do it.
Yeah.
A student who's never done this before, man, what they can take away from this kind of experience is so valuable. So I love it.
Good. And one of the things that we've talked about a lot on this, some of the non-negotiables of Mission Peoria, obviously, is service projects, Metro Kids, and the night services, and even within the night service, having the prayer banner, where kids can write their prayers down. And when you think about what the kids are doing during the day, it like brings everything into focus when they can then come and pray or write that prayer on that banner. It's another form of worship. And tonight we went a bit different with the prayer banner. It's normally you come and write your prayers to Jesus. Come and write your prayers about some of the kids you may be seeing, in the city and things like that. But tonight there was some of the songs that Sam and the team who are doing an incredible job. The Riverside Worship team are doing a great
That's a great
job.
group, great team.
And when they, Sam added a song tonight that wasn't even on there, and but it was all about how great God is, and you were. And then the next one was similar to that, and I just felt God just whispering like, these kids need to write down how great God is. And so we changed it. We're like, we don't want you to do your prayers. We want you to do what God is, who he is, holy, righteous.
And they went into worthy of it all. It was just...
And that mindset, man, when you just start to think about who God is, his attributes, what he's done, and less about either my problems or the things that I want from him, like it just changes your mindset. And I think that was so valuable. You invited the kids to do that. I didn't. I put a prayer on there in that vein. And so it was really helpful for me.
Yeah. And it's pretty powerful. Some of the prayers that get written.
Yeah.
I mean, these are kids that are coming that are having stuff go on. And so some of those prayers can be written, and you see that especially like on a Friday night where they're writing, I'm going back. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Like on the first night, a couple kids were down their phone number, and then the second. By
the way, I want to say something. Is this the Miami outfit you're wearing? Is this like,
dude? I'm
like Miami Vice or what?
I fully expect you to drive home in a convertible.
My son told me, Dad, turn your hat around. I don't think I've ever worn a hat backwards ever before. But
really?
I did tonight. I forgot to switch it around when we started the podcast. So anyway, if he was here, he would be losing it. So my son was here tonight.
Yes.
He's 17.
Cool.
And
he also, let's give a shout out to Ashton. He is the one that has been he's created the graphics for the podcast for this week.
Cool.
We gave him some of the Dream Center stuff we were doing, and he flipped it, and it was great.
That's awesome.
So big shout out to Ashton for sure.
Way to go, man. Yeah.
So I'm going to switch it on to Chuck here. Tonight, obviously, this is the first time you've heard Brian. What did you get out of it?
I loved I think every kid that's in that place, whether they've grown up in church or not, needs to hear that invitation. It's for them. It's not just for a group, rah, go Jesus. Obviously, we're there. We're worshiping Jesus. We're writing down our prayers. But I think every kid needs to sit and know this is for me. This is Jesus is calling me. To follow him, to lay things down, to give. I mean, we don't give up anything to Jesus to come to him. He takes us like we are. But there is something about there are things I need to lay down, and I need to leave them. I need to leave them here because he is going to transform my life. And the example was those disciples. He flipped the script in their life. They went from fishing for fish to fishing for people. So I appreciated the gospel. Was shared tonight, and like you said, there are people that were in the building that are might be a street kid or somebody who was just there with a friend who's never been in church. They're unfamiliar with the gospel. And I think sometimes in a service like tonight, we take that for granted.
Yeah.
Knowing that there was, you got called when you were 16. Who there tonight received that tug to go all in? And for some, they've already been living for God, but maybe tonight was the invitation to go all in.
Yes.
You know what?
Yep.
Maybe there are kids there tonight and who are listening right now that can see themselves on that stage preaching a message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
Amen.
future. So.
Well, and you know, that's great segue. Tomorrow night, we have got the youth pastor from Riverside, Josh Forsberg. He was, when my son and him, they were best friends in church, grew up in church. When they were around 9, around that age, obviously they're too young to do Mission Peoria, you got to be 11.
Sure.
8, 9, these boys would come with me and with Josh's dad, Ken. He was the bus driver at that time. So my boy, Ethan and Josh, who's preaching tomorrow night, would jump on the bus with Ken just so they could take the kids to the sites.
Yes.
And they felt they were doing Mission Peoria, even though they weren't.
They
right?
weren't. But they got to tag along.
Tag along. Yeah.
Right.
And now tomorrow night, Josh will be preaching.
There it is.
That's special.
And, you know, and we've talked about others that, you know, have either been on the podcast. I think of Rob Osborne, who was youth pastoring for a time at Zoe Church in LA, who went through Mission Peoria, got the call of God in his life at Mission Peoria.
Yeah.
And there's so many others that have done that. There's a couple right now in Hawaii that are on Youth with a Mission. Both did Mission Peoria, both got the call of God on their lives.
Yes.
So, you know, it's like you were saying, it's that challenge to follow and not just to say it, but do it.
To do it. Yeah.
Right, and at the very beginning, you read the end of Ecclesiastes chapter 3.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ecclesiastes 3 is the theme for this year.
yeah.
It's time, and I liked how you tied in the end of the chapter into launching the message.
Yeah.
So that was good.
You know what else was amazing, mate? Preach without notes.
I did notice that. I
tell you what.
You had your Bible.
Yeah.
I try. I do.
That's a credit to my training. Like I had a great seminary experience. They taught us to do that. We had to do that in preaching class.
Really?
They made us no notes. You had to do it.
Boom.
So yeah.
Boom.
So is that mapping type stuff? How you do that?
Yeah. Like I visualize different pieces and how they all kind of fit together. And
do you do that every Sunday?
not every. Most Sundays I've got something, but I try not to look at them. So if it's like, oh shoot, I just completely forgot, I can look at something.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Man.
Pressure's on, mate.
Pressure is on.
Get rid of that table.
It's Friday.
Get gone.
Yeah, I'm going to be preaching about going all in.
Yeah, right.
Mark, we're going to take.
That's right.
Yeah. You're just going to pull from everyone all week.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. You're going to say, I'm English. I used to live in London.
I did note that. I'm like, okay, I'm following these two guys who've got these awesome accents, and here I am, Midwest boy. Like, this is what I sound like.
So I've got to share the story because last year, the beginning of my message was a train wreck. No, last year every speaker was British.
No,
except for me.
No.
Well, by the night I was.
Let's see, it was Dave.
I was
me.
It was and your sister.
Oh, my sister.
So
I was the
3 in a
night
row.
before last.
And
I
Nate-
was Thursday.
Nate
right?
as well.
What
Was that the year Nate spoke?
Yes.
Yeah.
So everybody.
By the way,
So you're
by the
literally
way-
the only guy.
By the
Yeah.
way, let's can we just give a shout out to Nate and his family?
Yes, Nate, missed you guys this year.
They came and the last 2 years flew from England with their kids and did
No
Mission
way.
Peoria, and they've been texting me all week long. They're on vacation at the minute and in Devon, England, and but he's told me 2026.
There
they're
we go.
coming.
All right. 'Cause it hasn't been the same without him.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, it's not.
So sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah,
interrupt.
and I know my son Ashton connected with him last year and missed him too. But anyway, so I decided to get up and pretend I was British.
Yeah, there you go.
But I went too long.
Oh.
I went for 12 minutes. Not really. No, but I went for 3 or 4 minutes, and I did this little bit, and then finally, it was just.
It's a bit.
It was too
Okay,
much.
I got to ask you then, Andy. How was his accent? Like, how well was he pulling it off?
Oh man. I was wanting to get Moses' crook and just pull him off.
Yeah. I'm surprised he asked me back this year. Really.
Well, it's to see if you've got any better at the English accent.
There we go.
I'm not even trying. This year.
Oh, well, Brian, it has been great. Not only having you on the podcast, but stepping into Mission Peoria and preaching. I mean, it's nerve-wracking, let alone to just preach at Mission Peoria, but then to do it and not know what you're stepping into. I mean, that could have been...
And to do it without notes. Props to you, man.
By the grace of God, man.
That's great.
In fact, at one point, I did turn around and look at the TV.
Yeah.
The monitor, but I'm like...
I had a few slides, a few scripture, but I tried not to...
Well, I noticed that. I'm like, this guy is preaching from memory, so I was impressed.
Yeah.
So are you going to do it Friday?
No. I have a lot of it memorized, but I will have some.
Well, you've only got 3 messages, right?
I walked into that.
Yes.
Oh no! But I used to work for a youth evangelist way back in the day and traveled all over the country. He had about 8, but I knew them all.
Yeah, you knew them all. Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, Brian,
and that's what I'm preaching. No, a rock church doesn't know it. I have 8, and I just rotate.
That's
them.
right.
I had to tell Dave. I said, mate, you haven't used this illustration in past years, and so he wouldn't use the same one. And here's the other one. This is funny. Monday night, right? He comes backstage, Dave Jane.
Yep.
And I go, mate, you wore that T-shirt last year. And he's like, no. He goes, I've only got 5. I rotate. So then I pull up the video from last year.
Yes.
And it wasn't the same shirt, but it was the same brand, Super Dry, which is an English brand. And he goes, they're all Super brand.
That is great.
So, okay. Well, Brian, thank you again for being on the podcast.
Thank you.
Great to have you on.
Yeah, thank you.
It was a privilege.
And we'll have you on another time on Revival Town, the regular Revival Town
awesome.
as well.
I look forward
What
to
we
it.
do, though, is we look up at the camera up there, and we get, after 3, we'll say goodbye. 1, 2, 3, bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Revival Town Podcast. Make sure you're following us on social media and remember to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. For more information, head on over to revivaltownpodcast.com.